Hello, Poudre Schools. My name is Greg Ritchie, and I'm one of the National Music Curriculum Specialists for McGraw-Hill Education. I get to go around to schools and sometimes give a sales presentation to a district or a school, essentially outlining what our curriculum is all about. And that's already been done for your district, actually. And oftentimes I also go back and do trainings for teachers on really how to use the materials and best implement them so that they can provide the best education for their students. Today I'm not going to really do either one. I just want to give you like a guide, like a walkthrough guide, kind of how this new digital online curriculum works. Last year we launched a new digital platform called Music Studio, and on that platform contains 3 different curriculums, one of which is the one that we're focusing on for your district. It's called Spotlight on Music. It's general music curriculums for grades K through 5 for your district. So essentially, just in the next 5 to 10 minutes, I just kind of want to give you a little guide on what it's all about and maybe how to navigate it yourself or yourselves. And so you have actually an access code. You have a username and password unique to you guys, and I'm going to log in with the same username and password right here. I'm going to use Colorado M1 is the username, and the password is just the same, Colorado M1. So this is what a teacher experiences and a student both. They simply log in with a username and password, and they get here to their book bag page. And in this book bag is all the books that are part of their account. Now I'm going to go kind of quickly, so I don't want you to become overwhelmed with everything that I'm telling you, because I go into much more detail and I go slower in a step-by-step approach anytime that I'm actually working and training with teachers. But all the teacher will do is click this very top button, no matter what grade they want to go to, and be able to access their teacher's editions and a whole lot more right from that button. So here we are. We've landed at the Music Studio homepage, and this is just the same experience that you'll have if you want to explore around yourselves with that same username and password. There's a lot that a teacher can do here. I'm just looking at this page right here, and what I love about it is that there is a lot, and of course that has to have a benefit. So what's the benefit of having so many things right here? The benefit is quick access. That's something we hear a lot from teachers is, I need quicker access because I have no transition time sometimes between classes. So we've certainly done everything we can to make that an easier process for the teacher. Right up here, there's a main menu. It shifts open. Here's a little sidebar, a whole bunch of different links that take me to various places on this digital platform. First, I want to show you all the lessons and the units and all the instruction that's in there. And to go to that, I simply click on Spotlight on Music. When I do that, it takes me to the first lesson in the youngest grade that's in my account. And for Poudre Schools, we're looking at K through 5. So here's lesson 1 of unit 1. Actually, it's an opening unit of grade K. Now, teachers who are elementary music teachers typically teach many different grades, and so they need to quickly navigate between the grades. All they do is click up here. If they want to go to grade 3, let's select grade 3. Here's section 1, unit 1, and lesson 3. And look how quickly they are to this next lesson that they might want to teach from. It's kind of like that big spiral-bound teacher's edition. If any of you are familiar or are teachers right now, you would know that teachers often are used to those print spiral-bound teacher's editions, and that's kind of what this is like right here. So here I am. I've navigated to a lesson, and I can continue to navigate anywhere I want to go. Our curriculum, one thing I love, because I used to be an elementary music teacher, one thing I love is that it has a really rich scope and sequence to it. And so in order to navigate, if you were a teacher, you simply look at these 4 different sections. Every grade has these 4 sections. Section 1 is Spotlight on Concepts. Section 2 is Spotlight on Music Reading. Those 2 sections are where the teacher is going to find really the meat and potatoes of the instruction. That's where all the music literacy teaching happens. And then down here is Spotlight on Performance. This is really big for McGraw-Hill, and I think it helps us stand apart from others, is that every grade level has a licensed Broadway for Kids junior musical in it. I think we're in grade 3 right now, and here is Schoolhouse Rock Live. So this is not just a little musical that people at McGraw-Hill wrote and composed in-house. This is a licensed musical that this company, Music Theater International, they've partnered with us, so we have access to all this content. So I could navigate to that lesson if I want. I can really navigate just anywhere I want right from these arrows. So that's kind of cool. That's right there from the main menu. I'm going to go back to the Music Studio homepage because what I've done is I've gone a step further and I've kind of pretended as if I was a teacher today and I had a grade 5 class or a grade 3 class walking in the door, and just with 2 clicks, I clicked on that grade 3 planner, I can go right to the lesson that I've already determined that I want to teach today. This is huge for a teacher, quick access. Right? It's a lot faster than having to go and jump around between all those teachers' editions. This is kind of the way our lessons and our instruction is set up. We always have a motivate, develop, and apply and close. A really carefully thought out pattern to our lessons. Really rich scope and sequence. You can see this one in the overview here. It's going to always tell us what the concepts are, what the objectives and outcomes are hopefully going to be by the time we finish teaching, and some curriculum links. I see preview tracks. Standards are very important to us, that we're meeting those national core art standards as well as the state standards. And then here's the whole breadth and the meat and potatoes of this particular lesson. I can open these if I was a teacher, and you can see all these little resources and slides right here. There's some ORF orchestrations that are evidently part of this lesson. All right, or I can jump back up here. I could sing this song, Riding in a Buggy, and it opens up an interactive song. I've actually already done that in advance. So here's this interactive song, a whole new approach to the way kids can experience music. Now watch as the music continues. I'm going to play around with all this versatile functionality that a teacher has access to. I can even change the tempo. I want it to go a little bit slower because we're just learning the song. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Maybe I want to change the key. I'm going to change it to F instead of D. So let's work on this, see how it sounds here. Or maybe I want to work on that refrain again. Let's start it right there at the refrain with just the instruments. So really so much that these cool interactive songs can do, and I'll tell you what, kids love them too. Kids have access to them too in their own account. I'll show you that in a little bit. But anyway, so as a teacher scrolls down, they've just got access to all these things, and I just wanted to guide you through this so that if you explore, feel free to click on these guys. Like there's the ORF orchestrations, and I think I've already preloaded that one too. So here's a full-on, written-out ORF orchestration for the song, Riding in the Buggy. A teacher may or may not want to use this. If they do, look at this. We already have a full-on teaching instruction, like a lesson plan and guide that walks the teacher exactly how to teach that orchestration. All right. I also love that we've got those interactive songs. So this is the piano accompaniment. I had clicked on a link earlier to open up the piano accompaniment track. There's the ORF orchestration, and some other resources that you'll see in this lesson include a virtual instrument. For every instrument in the orchestra, we have these virtual instruments. More students get a turn to play. And how fun would this be even on a tablet or an iPad where they can just touch and click these bars. Maybe they want to make it a metallophone instead. Let's do an alto metallophone. All right, maybe you want to take out some of the bars. Let's make it a C pentatonic scale. We can do that. And we've got that. So kids will have, imagine how much fun they'll have with that. A lot of the lessons, you'll see these interactive listening maps. These are all throughout the curriculum. Every one is different. Let's see what this one does.
Take me riding in the car, car, take me riding in the car, car. Take you riding in my car, car, I'll take you riding in my car. I'm climbing rattle on the front seat, spree I spraddle on the back seat. Turn my key, step on the starter, take you riding in my car.
This one is actually designed for younger students, maybe grades K or 1, and this just gives them some guides as to how they might keep the steady beat during this listening map. This one's for a little bit older kids. Looks like I can click down here and go right to a theme or right to a variation to see if they compare. We're certainly learning about theme and variations. Here's another variation. I love that it shows the students even what instruments are playing right there. So anyway, that's just a quick overview of kind of a guide of what these lessons are all about. Lots of interactivity, lots of resources for a teacher to use. And they may not use all of them. They may just kind of pick and choose. And to that end, I want to go to one more point here. If I click on this menu, I'm not going to take you through all these things about class management where you can set up your own classes, assessments. You can push out assessments to students and then see the results that are in their grade book. Teachers are really digging this because it's like a one-stop shop. Everything's kind of right together. But I love this resources. I want to point this out to you so that when you explore yourselves, you'll be able to see what this is all about. Like I just said a minute ago, teachers don't necessarily want to use the lessons from start to finish. They may have their own material that they're going to bring into their lesson, or they're just going to use some of the lessons. In this resources section, I love it because teachers are able to pick and choose and search really easily whatever they are looking for. Let's go back to grade 3. And here it shows me that there's 1,814 resources. You know, remember all those thumbnails that we saw in those lessons? That's what I mean by resources. So like there's that orchestration book. That's one resource. So I could go to any of these categories. Let's go to songs and octavos. And here's all the songs and octavos, 173 of them that are in grade 3. Those interactive songs, like here's America the Beautiful, right? That traditional song. I could start that up and it would be ready to play. What we also have just added is this tags feature. Check this out. I'm going to open this up. Now, if you talk to a music teacher, if you're not a music teacher, look at this. I can take all those 173 songs and we've indexed them now by teaching strategy. So if you're looking to teach a song that's in Russian, I can click on that, and in grade 3, there's our Russian. There is one Russian song that we have. If you want a pronunciation guide to go along with it, I could go back to all categories, go to pronunciation, hit tags up here, and check my language and my Russian right there, and there's the pronunciation guide or interactive pronunciation guide for that same song. And that would load up right there and be ready to go in just a matter of seconds. All right? Where there's a native speaker that's going to walk us through phrase by phrase. So that's just an example of I wanted to walk you through as a guide to show you that if you go in there and explore, again, resources, and then make sure you got Spotlight on Music, which I think you'll have. You just pick whatever grade you want to kind of dive in and explore, and then here's all the different categories. We've got tutorials in here. We've got videos. If you go to Tools, these are all little videos that we've made about how to create favorites, because any of these resources, you just click the little gear, you say Add to Favorites, and then you go back up here to your menu, and you go to My Favorites, and here are any resources that you've favorited. As a teacher, this is a big deal. You want quick access to a song, or you're going to use a song in different grades or many grades, or you're getting ready for a concert, right? A whole lot is going on, so you want to be able to access them quickly. So that's why we created My Favorites. I'm going to go back to my music studio homepage, and again, just kind of review and recap. We've got that planner there. In another time, I would be happy to train you and walk you through how I did that, how I made a planner that would allow me, say I had a 5th grade class walking in right now, there's the 5th grade and there's the lesson, it's ready to go. And I could click on that, and again, it would open it up where there's the teacher view. Let's look at the student view. If I wanted to project this lesson in front of a class of students, I'm not going to project the teacher view, but rather the student view. So here's the student view of this particular lesson. Or I could even launch the presentation of that lesson, and it launches all those resources, kind of like a little PowerPoint. Pretty great stuff. All right, now the last thing I'll tell you is that a student has this very similar experience. I've logged in as one of the students on another screen. Here's Alex English. Happened to be one of my favorite basketball players for the Nuggets several years ago. Kind of shows my age. But here's the essentially like that same music studio dashboard or the music studio homepage for the student. They log in, and because I, as a teacher, already determined that they were going to work on this lesson today, if a student has access to a computer or a tablet, they can also log in and then go right to the lesson that their teacher has already assigned. All right, and of course, if they click on that, they're going to see that student view, not the teacher view, obviously. So here's the student view of that same lesson. Notice, so many things look the same. So the teacher has that one experience to really learn and then share that with the student. All right, let's see what else the student has access to. Oh, excellent. They have access, of course, to their assessments. So if the teacher has assigned any assessments, they can access those there, or the resources. So here's all the resources for their grade. In this case, grade 3 that Alex is in. And again, how great is that? Every student has access to all those songs anytime. Imagine the possibilities for rehearsing, or if they miss class, or if you as a teacher want to do kind of assign them extra work or extra music to work on, they can now access it themselves from their device anytime, anywhere. All right, that about wraps it up. I'm going to go back to my music studio homepage just to review. So here again is the homepage experience. I got that planner. I'm going to launch right to that lesson. I love this. This is another place where teachers can access all their favorites. This is a list of all the courses that are in their account, and they could, of course, jump to any of those grades. And we've got some extra good resources over there. Hey guys, thank you so much for spending a few minutes and listening to this. I hope it was a good guide as you begin to familiarize yourself with the Music Studio platform and our Spotlight on Music curriculum. If you have any questions, you are welcome to email me. I'm happy to help you walk you through any of these in more detail. Again, my name is Greg Ritchie, and my email is greg, G-R-E-G-G, .Ritchie, R-I-T-C-H-I-E @mheducation.com. Thanks so much and have a great day.